What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and Apple has finally leveled the playing field. Today I'm going to be comparing the all-new iPhone 6s with the new 3D Touch display to the Galaxy S6 Edge, and comparing these, seeing how they stack up in terms of specs and features. So I know a lot of people are going to be buying a brand new phone very soon, and you're going to have a choice between the iPhone 6s or the Galaxy S6 Edge. Maybe you already have the S6 Edge and you want to see if it's worth switching over to an iPhone 6s. So in this video I'm going to talk about how the iPhone 6s has finally caught up to the Galaxy S6 Edge and maybe even surpassed it in some areas. I'm going to talk about unique features and ways these guys stack up in terms of specifications. So let's go ahead and begin. So the very most important thing on every smartphone is the display, and iPhone has some new technology in the display, but as for the actual panel, it is exactly the same, and the screen is smaller. So on the iPhone 6s, you're looking at a 4.7-inch display, 5.1 on the S6 Edge, and this thing isn't all that bigger. I mean, it is a little bit bigger, but you do get a larger screen as a result. Also, the screen on the S6 Edge is much more sharper. It's got a pixel density of 577 pixels per inch with a much sharper resolution. So the iPhone 6s is no slouch, but you're definitely going to see crispier images on the S6 Edge. Now, as for durability, both of these guys are equally good. I'm going to test these out, of course, in a field test, but the S6 Edge is very tough. As my tests have proven, both the display with Corning Gorilla Glass 4 and the actual material of the metal, it's very tough. The iPhone 6s now, on the other hand, has a new aluminum 7000 construction. It's going to be twice as tough as the iPhone 6, and the display is dual ion strengthened glass. So that means it's going to be a lot tougher than the 6, and of course I'll be testing them soon. As for size, both of these phones are a little bit different. The S6 Edge is the wider and taller phone, however it is slimmer, 6.8mm versus 7.1 of the 6s. So they're very similar in size, however this guy's just a little bit wider. As a result, it's more comfortable to hold. Now, what's powering these guys? We don't have any official specs yet for the iPhone 6s, however we do know it is 70% more powerful in terms of CPU than the iPhone 6 and 90% more in GPU performance. And as tests have shown us, the iPhone 6 outperformed the Galaxy S6 Edge in some GPU tests. So I cannot wait to get a real-world test to see how these compare. I'm betting that the 6s will completely blow the S6 Edge out of the water, but we'll have to wait until the test for that. I mean, these guys look so different in terms of specs. Octa-core on the S6 Edge, 3 gigs of RAM, 2 gigs on the 6s, but the iPhone has always done much better with less specifications. As for the battery life, the S6 Edge does have a larger battery inside. Of course, both are non-removable. The 6s, however, seems to have better battery life in terms of numbers in some areas. The 16 days of standby versus 13 on the S6 Edge. You get just a few more hours of talk time on 3G on the 6s, but overall, they seem to do pretty good. However, the S6 Edge has fast charging and wireless charging, so that pretty much mitigates any bad aspects of the battery. However, both do great in the battery section. Now, the iPhone 6s has finally caught up in terms of camera capability. It's now a 12 megapixel sensor versus 16, and it's got a pretty good aperture at 2.2. However, the S6 Edge is just a little bit better at 1.9. It's finally 4K capable, and the one area that the iPhone 6s camera outperforms the S6 is in slow motion. It can do 240 frames per second at 720 and a new 120 at 1080p. That's what the S6 Edge can do only in 720. So I'm pretty proud of Apple keeping up that slow motion capability. Now, the S6 Edge has far more customizability in camera controls. However, the camera lens actually sticks out a lot more than the iPhone 6s, and that's what kind of bothers me. The 6s, however, does have True Tone Flash both on the front and rear cameras. There's a new technology that allows you to get a full front-facing flash using a new True Tone Retina technology. Front-facing camera on the 6s has finally caught up, 5 megapixels. It's also got wide-angle mode, but it's a little behind in terms of video quality. Now, getting into wireless, the iPhone 6s has received some upgrades as well. It's now just as fast in LTE and slightly outperforms in Wi-Fi capability, as it has a new standard for MIMO. Now, whether or not you'll see 866 megabits download per second from your router is highly unlikely, but it's better future-proofed. As for LTE bands, the 6s actually has more than the S6 Edge, making it better for travel, and it actually supports a couple new standards that the S6 Edge does not. Now, this one is important for me. Don't know how much it would be for you, but Bluetooth 4.2 is the new standard. It's a little bit more stable. It's going to be an all-around better experience. If you're reconnecting to disconnected Bluetooth devices, the iPhone 6s has the newer Bluetooth technology. Now getting into storage options, the S6 Edge provides a higher base storage option, 32 gigabytes versus the 16 of the iPhone 6. And the other options are very similar. However, it's a little unfair when it gets to pricing because the S6 Edge is actually halfway through its life cycle, whereas the 6S has just come to fruition. So this thing is brand new. Now when the Samsung Galaxy S7 comes out, it's kind of unfair. They're halfway in between life cycles, so it's a bit of an interesting test. But overall pricing is lower on the S6 Edge. Now depending of course on which carrier you have, if you're buying unlocked or not, it's going to be a little bit different. But overall there is about a $50 to $100 difference between the S6 and the 6S. Now I wanted to talk about unique features. The S6 Edge of course is an Android phone, so I'm not going to get into software. I do have videos comparing the two, but I just want to mention unique features. So the S6 Edge actually has a sharper resolution display. It has that curved display as well. Whereas the iPhone 6S has the new 3D touch display, which brings a whole new way to interact with your phone to the display. Now of course you can pick whichever one you like more, but the 3D touch display offers more functionality than that curved edge display. The S6 Edge does have an AMOLED display which will produce better black colors, it's more efficient, and it's an overall thinner phone with a higher base storage. It's also got wireless charging, quick charging that could really make a difference in a pinch. The iPhone 6S, however, has Bluetooth 4.2. It has better slow motion capability, of course that 3D touch display. It's got an overall faster Wi-Fi and True Tone flash for the front and rear cameras. That is really cool. And it even has more color choices here in America if you're buying from a carrier. Rose gold, which the S6 does not have. It has green, but that's not usually available here in America. Now the iPhone 6S pretty much does a lot of catch up to the S6 Edge. It can now do 4K video. It has a low power mode. The cameras are pretty much leveled up at this point. We'll have to put that to the test, but they're very equal in specs. It gets more RAM. It also has equal LTE speeds, so it catches up to the level of the S6 Edge. But overall, these phones are, of course, in their own categories, but they're both great phones. Just take a look at some of those features that could appeal to you, why you would want to go to the S6 over the 6S or vice versa. So thanks for watching this video, guys. Just wanted to give you a good idea of what's unique about each device. Of course, I will be doing a full comparison once I do have both of these phones in hand, but overall, it's just fun to just see which features are unique, which specs are unique from what we know right now. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to check out other videos on my channel, and I'll have everything about the 6S very soon on this channel as well. Subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video if it did help you. I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day and enjoy your choice. Peace.